One thing that makes Kanye's albums so enjoyable to listen through time and time again is how much variation there is among the overall sounds and genres being utilized. He is constantly dipping his toes into different styles of music and adapting them to fit his needs, and one particular genre I am praying Kanye revisits for his new album is New York Drill. Now, NY Drill has not been around super long, really only getting popular in 2017 with guys like Pop Smoke, Chef G, and 504 quickly rising to stardom for their hard-hitting 808 slides, but despite the genre still being pretty new, Kanye decided to incorporate it into a handful of songs he was developing throughout 2020, 2021, and 2022. In fact, I've pinpointed 6 Kanye songs in the last few years where he has directly utilized New York Drill sound, and just listening to these tracks alone is enough to have me craving more drill on Kanye's next album. With that being said, let's go through every time Kanye has tapped into NY Drill in the last couple years to figure out why I say he absolutely needs to revisit this genre. Briefly, before we get into all the drill stuff Kanye worked on, I want to clarify that I'm counting New York Drill specifically as having both the sliding 808s and the signature triplet hi-hat pattern. If the song doesn't have both of those elements, it's either a different kind of drill or just trap. Kanye's first experimentation with NY Drill began in early 2020 when he had producer 808 Mello do his own drums for the song 24, which at the time still just had Casey vocals on it. Mello added amazing sounding sliding 808s, but did not clearly use the triplet hi-hat pattern that we are expecting from NY Drill. I'm guessing that wasn't added for 2 reasons. 1, it may have sounded out of place with how upbeat and slow 24 is, and 2, Kanye was still trying to reason out which parts of New York Drill he liked and wanted to utilize. Later on, in July of 2020, Kanye had Dem Joints remix this production, with Dem actually adding the sliding 808s between the bass that Mello had already laid down. Basically, this 24 version is Kanye with one half of the puzzle, although it seems he did quite like this type of production, as around this time he would transition another song fully into New York Drill.
Exhausted. It's never the right time to go. I had to think twice before I move. Stand on my ground, break my mood. Choose puddles. Be careful when you choose your steps. It's never the right time to go. I had to think twice before I move. Stand on my ground, break my mood. Choose puddles. Be careful when you choose your steps. Gotta make it right before you left. Gotta make it right before you left. Everybody wanna feel like.
After linking up with 808 Mello for 24, Kanye enlisted his help along with Axel Beats for revamping a song titled Eternal Life to transition it from a trap-focused beat to a drill one. Axel and 808 together went all out, adding the sliding 808s and the triplet hi-hat pattern to make honestly the best version of Eternal Life. The overall quick pace of the original sample used here just lends itself so perfectly to the frantic and high-octane sound of New York Drill. Unfortunately, this is the only thing we know for sure Kanye and Axel Beats have worked on together, which definitely sucks because, as you'll see with later songs in this video, Kanye sounds phenomenal in the drill context.
We got eternal life. We got eternal life. We got an eternal life. I don't feel him on me. He ain't gone banana. He ain't penetrate me. He won't intimidate me. The devil weak. The devil weak and weenie.
Following his work on Eternal Life, Kanye began developing one of his more infamous songs that would eventually be donated to Pop Smoke for his 2021 album Faith with Tell the Vision. Now, this one started out as an Evax and Boogs produced beat with rough Kanye vocals in the summer of 2020, well before he had even considered giving the song away. This one gained its 2 New York Drill parts separately, with Boogs contributing the hi-hat pattern in August of 2020, and then producers FNZ adding the classic hard-hitting 808s on September 14th, 2020, at which point the song also sported feature verses from 2 Chainz and Conway the Machine. While I don't agree with Kanye's choice to use AI isolated Pop Smoke vocals on the Donda version of Tell the Vision, at least the Faith version has all the goodness of New York Drill that Kanye was developing before tearing it all down.
Oi, pimpin', different. Yeah, D, boy, different, trippin'. Wildin' on television. Mama said when you gon' get your soul right when you repentin'. Look, I'm speaking the gospel. 60 people shot last weekend in Chicago. I'm following Jesus like I'm one of the apostles. I walk by faith, so my confidence is colossal. And that's on God, though. This that new God.
Following this, Kanye wouldn't really touch the drill genre for a few months, and I think this is because he didn't have the necessary personnel to really knock it out of the park. In the summer of 2021, Kanye finally linked up with both Fivio Foreign and producer AOAA, two absolute New York drill juggernauts. Kanye had both of them hop on the song Off the Grid before the second Atlanta listening party on August 5th, 2021, adding the iconic drill beat switch with Fivio's incredible feature verse. I mean, Off the Grid before this was definitely good, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't anything spectacular. After AOAA spliced on the drill portion of the song, it completely changed for me. This track as a whole felt way more developed with definitive BPM changes, and overall, I believe the Fivio verse and beat switch is 100% responsible for the success of Off the Grid as a song. And not only that, but it seems Kanye liked it so much that he wanted his own verse on that second portion of the song, recording it sometime before the third listening party on August 26th, where the final arrangement of the song was debuted with all the amazing drill changes.
We off the grid, this for my kid. For my kids, have kids. Everything we did for the crib.
Moving on from Donda 1, Kanye continued to experiment with Donda 2, bringing both AOAA and Fivio Foreign forward onto the song City of Gods. This was made sometime in early 2022, and it seems was always conceived as a New York drill track, with it originally being a solo Fivio song with the Chainsmokers sample flip. Well, it seems Kanye could not resist when he heard this one and desperately wanted to take it for himself, which he did. Fivio stated in an interview that it was Kanye's decision to cut the original sample and have Alicia Keys do an interpolation instead to base the beat around. This one features both the iconic sliding 808 bass and the hi-hat pattern, and while the original version with the sample flip is more in line with sample drill and not New York drill, I think it should count as New York because Kanye replaced the sample with an interpolation.
Justin LeBoy posted, you got an album, postpone it. I dropped two and they both going. I got a feeling they in the feelings. They filming the show but won't show it. You gotta watch me in slow motion. I'm in that wide body Benz. I go back to college, do an album, and then drop out again. Took me a minute to get here. My vision is crystal clear. Hey, Bobby, excuse me, but this is the feature of the year. I feel like Sinatra and these.
Finally, the last song that I could find with New York drill sound that Kanye experimented with in recent years is none other than the infamous Mr. Miyagi. But what a lot of people don't know is Miyagi originally was not drill focused at all and had a basic trap pluck beat. Made in early 2022, Kanye eventually brought AOAA onto the song to completely revamp and overhaul it from straight trap to pure New York drill with the 808s and hi-hats. It seems Kanye liked this new sound for the song so much that he maintained the AOAA production for the most finished version of Mr. Miyagi that was intended to drop, and honestly, this is Kanye at the apex of his New York drill experimentation. Like, Miyagi's identity is so striking because of its fast pace and crazy drums, all thanks to AOAA.
Take my number again. Switch the number again. How much more could we win? Tell my number again. It's a number then. How much fun are we in? Thought for the mind. Fell in love for the night. Don't say what do wrong. What is you do?
If a nigga my bag is an error, had to put a little bitch on the film. I done took off in the air, I can't see him. Gotta get it before it come in. Go to chief on my head of my time. I should never come in out of 9. Keeping up with me, one of a kind. Keeping real with me, no need for lines.
From sort of half committing to the New York drill sound with 24 in early 2020 to diving headfirst into the genre with songs like City of Gods and Mr. Miyagi in 2022, Kanye has definitely come a long way in his utilization of drill. I just hope he sees how much fans like and appreciate the genre changeup and decides to include at least one drill-esque song on either his new solo album or the Ty Dolla $ign collab album. But it's also important to note that Kanye is constantly switching up his sound design and dabbling in new genres, so so I wouldn't be surprised if he just left the New York drill stuff in the past and moved on to new ideas, although that would for sure make me very sad. We do know that AOAA has been pictured working in Italy with Kanye on new stuff, so I would say the chances we get more Kanye drill in the future are pretty high. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and let me know down in the comments if you think Kanye will revisit drill on his new album.